Do you feel the vibes?
Alright, what is going on, everybody? It is me, Mouse9, back at it again with another video. I hope you all are having a fantastic day so far. And as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be going over some PlayerUnknown's Battleground tips you can use in combat so you can become a better player. And I was debating whether to make these videos or not, because I didn't know, because I didn't want to make them for a very selfish reason, is that I didn't want people to get better at the game so I could have a better chance. But you know, I thought that a lot of people were searching it and there's not a lot of competition with it, so I thought I might as well just go ahead and make a video on it. I have to turn off my fan here, it's probably a little too loud. Actually, no, I'm going to keep that on. But anyways, if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, because this is going to take me a while. Anyways, today I'm going to be going over combat, and if you guys like this kind of series, then let me know and I will bring to you guys more videos like this. And I think I just said this, but this video is going to be about combat, and it's not going to be about the other things, about like how to win in general and stuff. This is just primarily about combat. Alright, and so for the first topic I wanted to go through is the weapons, okay? Now at the very beginning of a round, and if you land around people, you can pick up a pistol, okay, and use it to kill those people. Just go ahead, going for it. Doesn't matter, aim doesn't really matter. You just want to kill them as quick as possible. But you really don't want to keep pistols, because the ammo and the pistol is just a waste of space. So I suggest not having a pistol, because the ammo is just going to take up useless space. Now if you can find an SMG, that's probably your best bet for the very beginning of a round. And if you can't, then just go with a shotgun, because that usually works, because nobody really has armor at that time, so it usually takes one kill to get them. Now the pistols, you can pick really any pistol, it doesn't really matter. But the SMGs is kind of more of preference, but there are better ones than the others. There's the Vector. The Vector is probably the worst out of all of them, and then the Micro Uzi and the UMP, okay? The Vector I never use. I think I used it maybe once, but the Micro Uzi and the UMP are a lot better. So if you can, go with the UMP, because if that's your last chance of, if you don't get a rifle, then just go with that. So I just try not to use SMGs if you have a assault rifle. Go with an assault rifle, a shotgun, or an assault rifle and a sniper. Alright, and that brings me to the shotguns. The worst shotgun is probably the S1, which is the pump action shotgun. Now that one can hold more ammo, but the thing is that it takes 5 shots, okay? It's weaker than the double barrel, okay? So if you can, I would say for the very beginning of a round, the S1 is fine, but the double barrel is gonna work out for you better, because you can do 2 shots simultaneously, and it's just a lot better for that reason. And the best shotgun is the S12K. Takes 2 hits to kill someone with probably like level 1 or level 2 armor, I'm not sure, but it takes around 2 shots to kill someone, and there's 5 bullets in it, and you can spray with it. So if you can, go with the S12K. That is the best. Now for the snipers and DMR rifles, okay? The worst is the SKS and the VSS, okay? The SKS is a DMR, but you put sniper rifle attachments on it, and I don't like it that much, okay? I would prefer the VSS over the SKS, but that is preference. Now, why I have the VSS low is because it is not that great of a gun. If it's your only sniper, I would honestly say go with a shotgun over it, because the VSS is silenced, but there is a lot of bullet drop you have to compensate for, and that it gets very hard to do in a battle. And you can put it in full auto mode, but it's just not that good. There's a lot of recoil, it does barely any damage, so if you can, I would not go for a VSS. Next is the MK14, and that is another DMR, and it's a marksman rifle, and it is very, very good, but it's not really as good as the other ones, okay, and I'm getting into that right now. But the MK, get in a drop, go ahead and take it, but honestly I would take the snipers over it, okay. Now the 3 best snipers: Kar 98, M24, AWM, okay, doesn't really matter, just in that order. Kar 98 is the worst, the M24 is better, and then the AWM is the best out of all 3 of them, okay. The M24 and the AWM and the MK14 only can get in drops though. Also for the SMGs, I forgot to mention this, there is the Tommy gun, but I would not suggest picking that up either. Now for the best rifles, the assault rifles, okay. Now there is one assault rifle that you can get out of the drop, and that is the Groza, but I honestly wouldn't suggest getting that. I would just stick what you would have. Anything better than an M4, and I will get into the rankings in just a second, but this goes in from the worst to the best guns, okay. Now if you can only find a Scar L, then go with that, okay. But if you can, get an M4, the M416, because it's a lot better than the Scar L. The Scar L has good iron sights, but it is just not that great of a gun. Here is the gameplay with the VSS. You have to compensate for a lot of bullet drop. I mentioned that just a second ago. But back to the rifles. If you can, go with the AK and the M16. If you want something that has better recoil control, go with the M16. Just everything about the M16 is better, except the power and the stability. Honestly, I would go with the AKM over the M16, but that is pretty much just preference. Alright, so next, I took a lot of time talking about the guns, so I'm gonna make this video into 2 separate videos. And so this is going to be this part is going to be the attachments, the melee, grenades, and spray and recoil control. Okay, now the melee doesn't really matter, but if you can, you want to go with the pan. Why the pan, you may ask? It's because it can save your life. It can legit save your life, because the pan, if it's on your back, sorry if you can hear my dog barking, if the pan is on your back and a bullet shoots you and hits the pan, it will deflect off the pan and you will take no damage. So go with the pan because it's actually the best. Alright, next is the grenades, okay? Now I suggest having just 1 of each grenade and 2 of frag grenades or smoke or stun grenades, just because it just takes up unnecessary space. Now the only thing is, okay, so if you can only have 1, go with a frag because it's the most lethal, okay? Now there are 4, I think, different types of grenades. There's a stun, there's a frag, there is a smoke, and there is a Molotov cocktail, okay? Now 1 of each is pretty good just in case, but it's best to have 1 of each unless you can't find anything. Typically I go with 2 smokes, 2 stuns, and 2 frags. Okay, you see that drift on that gameplay? That was very crisp. Anyways, 1 of each is good, and they're used for different purposes. Now the grenade is more of like trying to hit somebody in a spot that's hard to reach them. So you, in this scenario right here in the gameplay, I don't remember if I did, but I chucked a grenade up there. I tried to chuck a grenade up there. Now a grenade is the best thing to go with that choice, because in this situation, because of just the position the guy is in. If it's in a hard position, go with the frag, okay? If you're trying to rush the guy, then use the stun, because then he can't see. The only thing about the stun, you have to hit the person right on or it's not going to stun them, and you don't know if you fully stunned them. So you have to be careful with the stun, because the only reason you really need to use a stun is to rush somebody or just run from a sticky situation if you can just chuck it and get out of there. But that's where the smoke comes in. Now the smoke is great because you throw it on the ground a smoke comes out. If you have a couple of them, it's best because you can just chuck them all on the ground, and then once they all pop out, just start running for it, okay? Because it's going to be hard to notice you while you're running through smoke. Now, the Molotov cocktail is kind of just to block someone off, okay? Maybe they're upstairs and you don't want them coming downstairs. Then you chuck it at the stairs so they can't go down the stairs. It can also be used as kind of a grenade just to burn them, but I suggest using a grenade in that situation. Now going to the spray or tap, okay? Now, the only reason you're going to want to spray is the only reason, not necessarily spray, when you want to hold down the trigger on full auto, the only reason you're going to want to do that is when you're in close quarters, because that is the best way to do it, okay? And tapping is best for long distance because you have better control. Okay, so go for the taps if it's long or medium distance. If you're close, like maybe 20 yards ish from each other, then you're gonna want to hold down the trigger. And basically, it's a lot like CS:GO recoil. You just have to pull down, and you've solved most of the recoil. All right, and especially if you have the AKM, it kills them pretty quickly. Okay, and so just be careful with that. And now I want to go to if you want to spray scoped or you want to spray non-scoped, where you just hold the right mouse button or you fully scope in. Now, the only time you're gonna really want to not scope in and just hold it down is if you guys are super close, or if you're using a shotgun. If you're using a shotgun, never scope in. It's just not a good idea to scope in, because it's better just to have the recoil kind of take it off and try and kill a person that way. Now, when you want to scope in is pretty much most of the time. As I said, if you're around, if the person is like 10 to 20 yards away from you, scope in. More than 10 yards, scope in. If they're close to you, don't scope in. Just let the recoil kind of bounce and try and hit the person. Unless you have really good aim and you can track well, then go ahead and scope in. I really honestly don't expect, I really do not suggest scoping in though at those close quarter engagements. Now, the final thing I want to talk about, because this video is getting very long, is what attachments you should use, and that is the muzzles, the grips, the stocks, the mags, and all that stuff. So first, I'm going to want to go with the stocks. The only thing you can put a stock on a rifle is the M4, and I'm talking about rifles for attachments, because that's really all that matters, because everything else just has the same attachments except for the shotguns, bullet loops, and a choke. That's what you want to use, except for the S12K, because that has rifle attachments. Anyways, the mags that you're going to want to go with, you want to go with the extended mags or the quick draw extended mags, okay? Because the extended mags, it's better to have more bullets than to be able to reload quicker, okay? And with the extended quick draw mags, then you have more bullets and you can reload faster. So just, if you can, go with the extended quick draw mag. Now for the foregrip, you're going to want to go with the angled foregrip rather than the vertical one. It's just better, because the vertical only does vertical recoil, I believe, and the horizontal does both vertical and horizontal. So just trust me, go with the horizontal one. That one's a lot better. And finally, for the muzzles of the gun, if you can find a compensator, go ahead and go with compensator. I suggest using compensator on the S12K because it helps with recoil, and you're not going to be wanting to aim down with the S12K, so that recoil control will help just a little bit. Next is the flash hider. Flash hider is great for long distances because the person can hear you, but they have no idea where the flash is because it completely hides the flash. It's honestly kind of OP. But if you can, go with the suppressor. Everybody knows what a suppressor is. It silences the weapon. It doesn't completely silence it, but it reduces the sound by a lot. Okay, I think it's 100 meters you can hear the person, but it's still very hard to find a person with a suppressor on. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. This has been a very long video, longer than my usual one, so if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. And sorry these videos haven't been coming around very often. I'm in a sticky situation where I have no internet on my computer because I moved into a new setting, a new setup, a new area, so it's harder to, and I need to get a Wi-Fi card. I'm working on that, so videos should come back to normal fairly soon. And just let me know if you guys like this video. It has been a long one indeed, but the great thing is I'm not gonna have very much editing to do. If you guys want more PUBG tips and tricks, let me know. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have any other things that I need to say. Just have a good one. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I cannot wait for World War II to come out. It's going to be a sick game, and I cannot wait. Anyways, guys, that has been it. I will see you in the next video. Peace.